This is Andrew Zimmern, and this is a selected chapter from my book, The Bizarre Truth, or How I Went Out the Door Mouth First and Came Back Shaking My Head. Experiencing food and sharing culture is what a traveler's life is all about, and exchanging our stories makes the world a more useful place. Fish Heaven: Finding Perfection in a Ginza Basement. Although it is yet to achieve the everyday normalcy hot dogs and donuts have in this country, sushi is perhaps the most popular food in the United States, possibly in the world. Over the last 5 years, hundreds of millions of Russian and Chinese middle-class consumers came online, joining the legions of global sushi nuts. Demand increased so drastically that the prices high-quality fish were able to garner at wholesale fish markets around the world hiccuped forward almost overnight, responding to and then reigniting a giant sea change in demand. Oligarchs, dictators, mafiosi, supermodels, and food freaks, anyone with deep pocketbooks, scrounge for reservations not at French tables of gastronomy, but at the handful of high-end sushi restaurants around the world. A food that was originally thought to be peasant fare, pickled fish, ended up having rice and nori applied to it as a way to keep gamblers from marking their cards, dice, and gambling debts. Later, it became the ultimate Japanese snack food, captivating the imagination of hundreds of millions of consumers around the world. I remember going out to Montauk on Long Island to go bluefish fishing with my dad when I was 6 or 7 years old. We were going out on one of the big party boats that left from in front of Salivar's dock. Later that afternoon, when we returned from our day on the ocean, we saw these giant 300 or 400-pound beasts being slung on derricks from the docks, then hoisted into open-air dump trucks wheeled up to the water's edge. I asked my dad where these big fish were going, lying in the bins on the backs of these trucks. We found out that these behemoth fish were being driven mid-island to a cat food factory for processing. My, how the world has changed. Those same fish now regularly garner $150,000 a pop at Tokyo's Tsukiji market, where they're flown fairly regularly. The boats that catch the primo tuna will actually have graders flown out to the vessels by helicopter. They'll inspect the fish, pull it into the helicopter's belly, and whisk it away to an international airport. 15 hours later, it's auctioned off at Tsukiji Market. Sadly, in the food world today, the currency of the realm is expensive fresh fish, the very thing customers in Japanese restaurants and a host of other styles of eateries crave the most. I remember when Japanese food was essentially a handful of little yakitori-style restaurants in Manhattan. I was probably 11 or 12 when my friends the Wakabayashi family began taking me to Tenryu on a weekly basis. Invariably, one of our appetizers...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?